And welcome back. That was a rather interesting piece there on African literature poetry, specifically using poetry to talk about the history, the issue of women and our songs, and how some of these things are being lost because of our oral tradition, and what we must do to ensure that we do not lose some of this precious knowledge. Now, we move on to something very interesting. For Muslim faithfuls all across Africa, it's been a blessed season of Ramadan, a season of devotion, charity, and self-denial. Today, we'll be talking on sustaining the blessedness of the Ramadan season. To pursue this conversation further are one, the Dean, School of Languages, Osun State College of Education, ILesa, Chief Imam, NASFAT Osogbo, Dr. Isiaka Adewale Lawal. He's joining us via our phone call, and he will be with us shortly. Dr. Isiaka, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? He's joining us via Zoom. All right, if the Zoom link is a little tough, try and join us through the phone call, and we'll be taking... Okay, you can hear me. Fantastic. Welcome to Lens in Africa. All right, we'll continue on that. Also with us in the studio here is someone who doesn't need any bit of introduction. He is a commissioner representing the Southwest at the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, and a recipient of several awards, including the United States of America Ambassador on Humanitarian Services in 2012. An Islamic scholar from a long lineage of Islamic scholars, Imam Fuad Adewale. It's good to have you on the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure to have your enlightening presence here. And so we're going to start with you. You're with us in the studio. Tell us a bit about the virtues and the blessedness of this season of Ramadan. Let's begin there.
Yeah, well, Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah and we are grateful to Him. The month of Ramadan is a special month that I can describe as a gift from God Himself to the entire humanity. It is the month in which Quran was revealed. Quran that is a guide for the entire humankind, and it is an opportunity for one to clean his soul, because you have the ability to clean everything that God has given you, including your body, your system, your house. But it remains one thing that you need to clean, that is your soul. It is the fasting, especially the month of Ramadan, that can help you to clean your soul. And that is why Allah concludes that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, Quran chapter 2 verse 183, that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum siyam kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'allakum, that all you believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as has been prescribed that you can't have the fear of Allah. And something is unique here. Allah is letting us the unity of faith, that Allah says He has prescribed, is prescribing fasting for you as has been prescribed for those before you. So who are those before us? The Muslim, the Christian, and the Jews. That the one that Quran is talking about. So it means the Christian too, the Jews too, they know that fasting is the only thing that takes you to God. You don't need anybody to explain to you. I always tell people, no matter the type of food, no matter the quality, no matter the quantity, anytime from 12:5, you will know that God is not from your local government.
That's very interesting. Okay, I want to tell us, talk to us a little more about the denials, the many denials, and what it does. Elaborate a little more on that.
Well, you see, the issue of fasting, like I said earlier on, it is a special gift from Almighty Allah. You deny yourself of so many things. You don't eat, you don't drink, you don't have conjugal relationship for those who are married, and also, not only that, your body must also fast. Your eyes must fast. Your legs must fast. Your nose must fast. Your ear must fast. It means they have to avoid things that are that are haram. So it will cleanse your heart into things that are actually halal. You want to see things because you want to please God, because you have been denied what you are doing. So when you deny yourself, naturally, you want to do the right thing. You want to please God. You want God to be pleased with you. Those are the things that you get unconsciously. And besides, if you look at it, even from scientific point of view, you need to do what we call turnaround maintenance. Every soul, everything that works, need that turnaround maintenance.
Exactly. That was what I was about to ask you. It seems like the season of Ramadan is the season of reset.
Exactly.
You've been busy pursuing your goals, your dreams, your pleasures, your business. So this season is the season to relax, come back to yourself, remember who you are, remember your maker, and reset yourself.
Exactly. Because it gives you the opportunity to create a relationship a relationship between you and your God, a relationship between you and yourself, a relationship between you and other creatures of God, including fellow human beings. So when you are fasting, it is the only time that you are conscious of the beingness of the you have what I call continuous consciousness of the beingness of the Supreme Being. Because when you are hidden in your room, you lock your door, no lights, you can take your food and come out and give the impression that you are fasting, but you won't do that. For one thing, you know God is with you, even in the darkest part of your room. So this is an area where we experience God. Nobody tells you. Other aspects, we only assume God exists, but this time around, we experience the existence of God.
All right. I think that Dr. Isiaka is with us. Hello, doctor. How do you do? Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear you so clearly. Can you hear me? Hello? All right. So what I wanted to ask about is essentially the same questions I've been asking him in this season of Ramadan, the many denials that we go through. Imam put it in such a distinctively beautiful way that it's not just alone about denying yourself from eating food. I thought it was just about don't eat food from a certain time to a certain time. Can you elaborate more on the other aspects of this self-denial? I said I thought. Can you hear me now? All right. So I was saying that Imam commented just now on the fact that Ramadan season is not just about abstaining from eating food for certain hours of the day, that there are other abstinences that you have to do. Could you mind elaborate more on this aspect? Because personally, I thought it was just about, abstaining from food, and after that, you're okay. After 6 p.m. or thereabout, you're okay to go. Could you mind elaborating more on this? Okay. All right, thank you very much. So, Imam, I'm going to come back to you. I used to get text messages, and I'm wondering about this, how this fits in. Sometimes my Muslim friends will send me text messages during during the Ramadan season, and if I've offended you in any way, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and all of that. Let's get things started. Is that part of reconciliation, reaching out to people? Is that part of the season?
No. Some people, I do not know where they get that. Okay. We have been seeing it, I've been telling, but the reconciliation Ramadan brings is more than that.
Okay.
I see that one as patching up reconciliation. The real reconciliation comes from the heart.
Yes.
It comes from the relationship you have with God. It comes naturally from the purification that your heart is experiencing at a particular point in time. You will not even remember that a particular person you have offended or offended you. It will just melt naturally, and the person will notice that something is actually happening with you. All those ones, I think, is a creation of some group of people. They feel that I will forget you. It's not part of our religion. I'm sorry, I don't want to say, but notwithstanding, the forgiveness that is there, it naturally comes with its own peace from
yes,
within.
It doesn't
It
require
comes with,
so much.
for example, when you are fasting and somebody misbehaves to you that ordinarily you could have insult or abuse, of, say, well, you smile and say, well, I'm fasting, in such a brotherly manner that shows that the person beside you say something is happening to this man
Okay.
positively. And that is the way. It's not just the assumptive forgiveness that we are bringing. No. It comes naturally, and you feel that something is actually happening. Don't forget, I told you, it is the month in which Ramadan was revealed. And when you are connected with Quran in Ramadan, even in semantically, linguistically, they sound almost the same. If you don't understand, I mean, when you say Quran, Ramadan, the adulation, you see, they're almost the same. So in such a situation, when you connect Quran with Ramadan, most of the things you get Quran the more, you understand the messages the more, and you have so many opportunities to learn the wordings of the Quran the more. Those are the things in which Ramadan brings for you. And naturally, you have peace in your heart. When you have peace in your heart, peace will be assured with the next person.
Fantastic. I like the way you put it. All right, Dr. Isiaka, I'm going to ask you this question, which is the core of our discussions, and I'll come back to Imam. Now we've entered this season, we've gone through this season, we've drawn closer to God, and we're flowing with peace inside. You know, the fear of God is in us. We are more awakened spiritually. How do we sustain this blessedness beyond just this season of fasting and prayer and charity?
As said earlier, Ramadan is meant for time, it's a time meant for spiritual reflection. Then after Ramadan, how can we sustain this perfectness? One thing to ask ourselves that, one, have I been able to fulfill the requirement of taqwa in Ramadan? Have I been able to do and practice the way it should be done? Secondly, we need to ask ourselves, have I performed our actions satisfactorily in order to get the goodness of God? Then having had ourselves promised, in order to sustain the blessedness in Ramadan, the first thing we need to do is to be conscious not to lose our closeness to our God. We should remain connected. We should stay connected with Allah as we have done in Ramadan. The Quran says, the Quran 15 verse 99, what happened to the Lord back after years that you should worship the Lord until the day of certainty comes. That's the day. Then steadfastness, as I said in our room, it might come to the Prophet Muhammad and say, I need to tell you something which I will not ask any other person, that I will not need to come to you to ask any other question. Then the Prophet says, believe in Allah and be steadfast. So if we are steadfast, if we remain committed, if we are conscious of our closeness to Allah, we should remain connected. And in this way, we will continue to sustain the blessings of Ramadan. Then secondly, in Ramadan, we engage in some activities. Some of these activities may end maybe today or tomorrow, but that does not mean the end of having ibadah, of worshiping Allah, of coming closer to Allah. For example, now Ramadan is growing, and by the time Ramadan goes, the voluntary fasting is also there. We have Shawwal, which the Prophet says, if you fast 30 days of Ramadan or 29 days of Ramadan, and you follow it with 6 days in Shawwal, it is as if you have fasted for the whole year. That Shawwal is there for someone who wants to sustain Ayam Saida, that is the 13th, 14th, and 15th in every lunar month. In order to sustain this blessedness, all these fasting should continue for someone who wants not to be known or be called Ramadan Muslim, so to say. Then,
Okay.
as we said, the Tarawih we had possibly today, but Tahajjud, as we are told in the Quran, continue. The Quran is very nice, but Tahajjud being after the night, as I have so the Tahajjud
Okay.
process will continue to observe Tahajjud.
All right. Understood. Understood.
I mean, that is how we can sustain the
Okay. Thank you. Can you just pause a little bit? Let's take. We're almost out of time. Let's take Imam here on the same issue, and also just touch a bit on the same issue, and also move on and round up with the actual Sallah celebration itself.
Well, we want to continue with what we have learned during the month of Ramadan. Let me start with the verse that introduced fasting. It says so that you can be God conscious. Fasting itself is not the end, but it's a means to an end. So Allah says that so that you will be God conscious. And during the first day of Shawwal, that is to mark the end of Ramadan, Allah still puts you into test. That what you have learned in the last 30 days, did you understand it? Are you going to practicalize it? Are you going to continue with it in the first day of Eid? Let me give an example. You have learned to be disciplined during the month of Ramadan. That is when you are hungry, you don't even put water in your mouth, and when you don't want to eat, you say you must eat something. That is the lesson of the early morning food. That Allah wants to test your obedience, He wants to test your discipline. Now, on the day of Eid, Allah wants to test that, will you be disciplined? Will you be obedient? And also, the idea of giving charity, which you have learned, Allah now wants to see, He now puts time and rules that it is so cumbersome that if you miss it, then you have missed the reward of that. Allah wants to test whether you will be able to continue with charity. He said you should end your zakat, your Ramadan with zakatul fitri, which is the charity of breaking of the fast. Then they also want to test your obedience, your sincerity, and that is when the Imam wants to lead the 2 rakah prayer. In other prayers that involves khutbah, that is sermon, they do sermon before the prayer. But this one, they do sermon after the prayer. Allah wants to test whether we'll be obedient, whether we'll be patient, whether we'll be compassionate, whether we'll follow the rules that Allah has given to us. Those are the things that Allah wants to use that day to test in us. And also the 2 rakah prayer, it will test whether what we have learned during the month of Ramadan to be waking up in the night to be praying, is it going to be continuous? If you are not continuing with it, it means you did not gain anything from the fasting month of Ramadan. Perhaps you do not have the reward of fasting. But God knows we are human beings. As time goes on, the lesson will be coming down. Before it comes down completely, and Ramadan has come.
Thank you very much, Imam. Your explanation is so enlightening, simple, clear, precise, and everyone can easily understand them. Thank you very much for being with us. Dr. Isiaka, thank you also for spending the time to enlighten us and share with us this very blessed season of yours.